Do you know what a suit is? Hit it. Open. The floor is open. What is a suit? What's a suit, Brother Abdullah? Black's Law Dictionary, so they'll understand. Make it very clear. Brother Sabir, you yourself, you got the book. You got the book, brother. I'm going to remind you when the brother informs you what a suit is. Did you know that traffic tickets are a suit? Are you aware of that? Who was not aware that a traffic ticket is a suit? Now you know. And tell everybody else. Asiatics and Europeans, a traffic ticket is a suit. Judge ain't going to tell you that. And whenever you're in court for a ticket, you understand? Which says summons, etc. That's a summons to a suit because you're being sued by the corporate state. And a suit is not valid if you don't face your accuser. And anything they demand of you over $20, you have a right to a jury trial, and you have a right not to waive it. And traffic court is not constitutional because there's only two courts that's established in our Constitution, and that is a criminal court and a civil court. A civil case cannot be tried in a criminal court, and a criminal case cannot be tried in a civil court. Where did traffic court come from? It was to stop your movement. They're on-land passports. That's what the license is. And truthfully, it only applies to commercial vehicles. Are you commercial? Are you commerce? Are you chattel? Or are you a natural person? See how they stole your rights and sold it back to you as a privilege under false law, and then enforced that contract as a suit that you broke their law, which is color, of traveling on your land, that they're charging you for unconstitutionally. That's why they can only file a traffic case in criminality. So traffic courts are really listed as crimes, which is a conflict of interest right there. This is giving you something to think about so you can start protecting your rights. You understand? All right? These are thoughts. I'm going to put some stuff in the paper later on, give you some procedures on how to tie a court up when you get in there with traffic tickets. We're not going to deal with it right now. I'm throwing it out there because I want your brain rolling. Because you're going to have to start protecting yourself. The greater power will be when you do it collectively on a class action principle. But the same principles apply because that's why our Constitution was in place. That's why we put it there, because there's divine law behind it. But you must know yourself in order to know that you're the law. They're not government. You're the government. And this is not a democracy. This is a republic. And without representation, you're outside of government principles. Understand that. What you saying, all right? All right? Keep that in mind. All right, here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Check down until you get to the category. Now, basically, I'm going to tell you this. A suit is basically a series of writs that are put, that means anything written. Public announcement, and remember, and this is what everybody must understand, all suits, wrong concept, get it straight, are not in a courtroom. Do you understand that? Read it, brother. You got it?
Yeah. It said law and proceeding in the court of law of chancery in which a plaintiff demands recovery of a right and the redress of a wrong. The term rarely applied to criminal prosecutions.
A recovery of a right. Do you hear what that says? A recovery. So that means to recover something, that means something that was taken away. A violation of right or an inalienable right is the foundation basically of all suits, because that's the only way a tort can happen. In other words, they have to impose upon you outside of a issue of jurisdiction or issue of their power or right upon yours. And a suit in its nature is the reclaiming or the public announcement or the processes by which you're reclaiming that right or regress concerning that right. All right? When they give you a ticket, that's a suit. What is happening is the corporate, municipality, etc. is suing you. Why are they suing you? They have accused you of a crime. So traffic court is really a criminal court. In order for a criminal court to really be properly structured, there has to be time. See, because you got criminal and you got civil. One's a fine and one's time. If you committed a crime, you're supposed to be doing some time. Ain't no fine.
Well, I have some brothers right now that for tickets, they've been serving some jail right now because of that.
Do you know why? There's multiple reasons why. What are their names? Are they property or are they free men?
They're free people, but the system, they violating you because
Did they address the courts? Well, let me explain this to you. A couple years ago, and there's my brother-in-law right there, and he'll tell you. I would not submit. They arrested me for tickets. You understand? I think I had, 34 tickets, 8 contempts of court, whole bunch of stuff. They had a whole bunch of stuff, and they put a rubber band around, this is yours. You know, type thing. They made a deal with me that I could go home if I make a plea. Of course, I'm working on principle, I ain't having it. I said, nope, no deals. Take me to court, because I'm going to kick your key stores. So they wouldn't take me to court. Am I right or wrong? They held me, figured, well, they're going to let them go home because they got the body. And habeas corpus technically been suspended since, the Trading with the Enemies Act, 1933. So they have not been operating constitutionally anyway. Of course, I know that, but I'm just saying. So habeas corpus is suspended, so they figured, well, they got me, right? So Moors would call from all over the country. They call from California, everywhere. Call from the islands. Well, we're going to send some money for Brother Taj. Get him out of jail. Don't send me a penny. Not a penny. Because I'm fighting on principle, because it's for the generations after, not for the moment. Because I could have went and got my car and made a deal with them and I'd been home. See, but then I would have capitulated. That's acquiescence. Then I'd still been obligated. So if you're out here, out of jail, you're still in jail because they can come get you and still hold you to those phony contracts. At any rate, they took to me what they took me to finally, because I wouldn't capitulate. And then I also started teaching Europeans while I was in there, and I started teaching Asiatics. And so I was holding classes, teaching them issues. I also had a petition going around in the POW camp and sent it to Kofi Annan, holding me to his obligations, right? So about 2 days, 3 or 4 days, something like that later, the captains came down and they asked the sergeant, because they have shifts. And so they came and got me out and they said, what is it you want, right? And I said, you got a law library down there. You got all these guys going to this law library, and all I see is directories to lawyers. I said, they're not the law. I said, you're denying everybody here the right, because people start complaining and putting in request slips. There was blue request slips. So they say, well, what do you want? I said, I want some legitimate law books down here, USC codes. I want to see the Constitution down here, etc. All right. That didn't happen, but it happened about a week or so. Then they started bringing law books down on that floor. And what they don't do, they don't let you in part of the POW camp to another part. So they started taking me upstairs. They call me out, and I'd be in the hall, drink my little oodles and noodles, and everybody else be locked up. Then they gave me tools and stuff, because they knew my family's barbers too. So I was out there cutting hair, and I cut the Europeans' hair and the Asiatics' hair, and I'd be teaching them, right? So it got to the point whenever they would have a dispute, they would come down and ask me what my opinion was on the dispute. Put me in a position to determine who stayed where and stuff like that. Trying to play me. You understand? Trying to give me house power type thing. Yeah, I know the game. Anyhow, still wouldn't make no deals.